of the asterisk text. Text, like, hey, no, not there, there.
Like the asterisk test.
Like there, asterisk, like, you know.
You mean, are you saying like the apostrophe? Like the.
Oh no, you know when you when you gotta like correct something, you put an asterisk next to it.
What do you asterisk?
Asterisk.
Okay, so I feel like so if you're grading a piece of paper, you like put the asterisk there, like cross it out with an asterisk. I don't even know. The asterisk is
that's like
a little
star.
Right?
When I'm texting someone and I gotta like I typoed something, like there was a typo. I'll send a little star, like, this is the word I meant to say.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I didn't do a good job.
I was not thinking that you were doing that in like a text conversation kind of thing. Okay.
No, I'm just grading papers.
You're an English major. I don't know what you do in your free time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Social Sync Podcast number 5. We got Max from Lite here today. How's it going, Max?
Going good, man.
Hell yeah. Max had a pretty exciting weekend this last weekend. Kind of just want to jump into that right away.
Yeah, well, it was my birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday! How old are you now?
I'm 26.
Everybody wish Max happy birthday in the comments below here. Max is a beaming young stallion, 26. How was your birthday?
It was good, man. No, I worked.
So it was Friday?
Yeah, it was Friday. I've been
September 9th.
September 9th, 9/9.
You're a Virgo?
I'm a Virgo.
Nice.
When's your birthday?
August 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that make you? Where are you? I should know this. My mom's the same thing.
Do we share the same birthday or just the same?
No, she's August 20th.
Oh.
I don't know what sign that makes you though. I should know that.
Leo.
Oh, Leo. But no, it was good. I worked.
You worked on your birthday?
Yeah, no, I had to. It kind of sucked. We had summer hours for a while, so we'd get off at 2 every Friday. But this last Friday was the first Friday.
Dang, dude, my mom actually just switched from summer hours to like regular. I don't understand that. Like, why not just keep it?
I was like, right, it's fall now. I'm gonna get so much more work done.
Dude.
At 3 o'clock on a Friday.
And it's a Friday too. Like, at least at my work, it's the quietest hour.
It was honestly pretty fun though, because we were having a company-wide bags tournament.
Nice.
And I was partnered with like the owner of the company. Nice. And we were in the championship.
Oh,
and
shit.
Playing the championship, like everyone's like, we're having like a company happy hour. It's like 4 o'clock rolled around. We're like, all right, no more work. Like, come outside. Like, it's championship bags time. And
was it just in your company?
Yeah.
How many people or how many teams?
There's probably like 25, 30 people. So there's like 12, 13, 14 teams.
Nice.
So yeah, some stiff competition. And
it's nice you call it bags instead of cornhole.
Yeah, right.
You're from Illinois, aren't you?
Yeah, right. I don't even know. I
don't even know that.
I grew up calling it bago. I called it bago all my life. Went to like high school even. I didn't like Wisconsin.
I've never.
And I know. It was like a brand of bags that like my family just owned and said bago.
Oh, what about the bago?
Like, you know the bago. First time I said that, like I said, like my family, and so they were just like,
nice.
What? No, I went on a 7-point run to cap it off.
Nice.
Won the championship for us.
So, like, to make it in the hole, it's 3 points, right?
Yeah.
Con is 1.
Yeah, so I sunk one, sunk another, and then we were like at 20, and like, we're like, all right, you can't sink it again. Like, you just gotta land it on. Land it right on the top corner right there. It was like one of those. You couldn't have written it better.
Nice. Nice.
But no, that's cool. Then we just had
birthday special.
Yeah, exactly. Then we just had like a company. We work on Water Street, so we just like went to McGillicuddy's, like
nice.
Bunch of us.
Were you able to like drink at work at all, or like are they kind of like?
No, it was like pretty much like 4 ended. We're like, all right, drinks. Like literally, like I got out of a meeting I had at 3:30, and there's just a bottle of Jameson and 4 glasses sitting on my desk. It's a funny story. It's like we had a St. Patrick's Day party. And we had to like write on this like sign up sheet, like we were all gonna bring like different food.
Right.
I just wrote Jameson. Like I'm just gonna bring a bottle of Jameson. And
Not a bad thing to bring.
Yeah. And then I had to leave early that day, so I was like, I brought a bottle of Jameson. I just like cracked it open, poured some of my coffee like halfway through the day, and then like the next like the Friday meeting we had, like our owner's like, so someone got into the Jameson a little early the other day, and he just beamed and just like stares at me. I was like, he didn't do anything. He just like publicly humiliated me a little bit. Right. But
you bought it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, it was a good birthday. I went to me and my girlfriend went to dinner at Diplomat. You ever been there?
Dude, yeah, that place is so good,
dude.
Because they bring out like small dish kind of thing. You can like share dishes with everyone.
Yeah, dude. We got. What did we even get? I can't remember what appetizers we got. But we got the chicken confit.
Did you get the bird?
And the steak. And just
all the names of those things are like.
Right. I just love saying chicken confit.
Yeah.
I feel so confit. Yeah, then went on Bayview for a bit, ended up at Mad Planet.
Damn, all Friday night?
Yeah, this was all Friday. This was all Friday night. And then
nice.
Stayed up with the roomies till like way too late. Woke up way too late on Saturday, and I had like, Cleo got called into work. And they were supposed to do like all this like setup for the Lighthouse show on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll take care of it. So my first order of business was we had this kind of just pit in our basement, pretty shallow pit, only about that deep, but a pit nonetheless.
Was it like circular pit?
It's like ovular. It was like very long, kind of curved off a little. This big,
how deep? Like
about that deep. So what we did is I went and got like and actually Cleo had already done a little bit of work on this, but there wasn't enough. So I had to go to Home Depot, get like 4 bags of garden soil. And rip those open, and then I was like literally like patting soil down in our basement, like just hung over, just all crap, playing blasting music, wearing boots, just like stomping on mud in my basement. Like this is ridiculous. And then
someone's got to do it.
Finally got that covered put a rug over it.
Just so people don't.
Yeah, exactly. It was a moshable surface then at that point. I had a little give to it too. You know?
Right.
Oh, I also had to get like those like baby cover, like the corner, like you know how you like little pads. For, like,
the styrofoam
like a furnace, like right in the middle. And I cannot tell you how many Walmart associates I had to talk to figure out where to find. Like, is it housing? Is it babies? Is it like storage? Like,
where did you find them?
In the baby section. And right after, I walked up and down it 3 times, and this one dude was like, "Yeah, I've never." I like looked it up on Google. I was like, "They have it at this store. It's here. I just gotta find it." And talked to one of the associates. He's like, "Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life." And I was like, "Damn!" And I'm walking down the aisle, and it just pops out, and I see it, and he's still standing there. And I'm like, I kind of smile. I'm like, "Look what I found!" And he was like, "Ah."
I feel like. Yeah, I would not even imagine those being able to buy at Walmart or anything.
I didn't even know what to call them. Like corner safety pad guard. I literally.
So you could like make your own from like a box of styrofoam.
I probably could have. That's what people ended up doing too. Is like I just covered those things and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of pipes just dangling here that people are gonna bump their heads into. So there's just a bunch of shirts wrapped around them.
Right.
I don't know.
I should have went to because it looked super spacious down there.
It was.
And there was that thing in the middle, but it looked like you could like.
Yeah, it was weird. And it was kind of honestly that was kind of a cool part of it because it was like if you wanted to be up close to the bands, you had more than enough space to like get up close, mosh a little bit, and then it could kind of filter out to the sides, and then everyone else could like hear it. Really, it sounded great down there.
Yeah.
But you just kind of had to like find your line of sight,
right.
Stand on your tiptoes or whatever.
Is it like bigger than the average house show?
It's
basement.
It's just a big house, and it's got like these like different compartments to it. And honestly, there's like a big like main room in it, which we weren't doing the bands in. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. And like the whole night, it's funny. The whole night, I was like this sounds good, and it's like this is fun. Everyone can fit in here, but you can't really see the bands that well.
Yeah.
It might make more sense to put the bands like long ways like this. And
was your house like? Oh, sorry, keep going.
I was gonna say that thought was confirmed a little later, but we'll get to that.
Sure, right.
What were you gonna say?
Was your house open to like people, or did you block?
No, it's kind of nice because we have this like kind of landing area that we were doing door.
Yeah.
And it feels like a porch, but it's like covered and it's totally separate from that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
When you like walk down,
Yep.
it's totally like separate from the house.
The staircase is like
Yeah. So we can like walk off the house.
Nice. I was gonna say I would love to just party in the main area.
Dude, that's what I was like hoping is like the show would end like kind of like random people, go do their separate things, and just the homies would be there and just open up the whole house to everyone.
Yeah.
So we did a New Year's party once a few years ago before I even lived there, and that was a blast. I kind of want to do that again, honestly. Dude, Luke hit me up actually to do a New Year's Eve show down there, and I was like, I really want to do like a New Year's Eve show. Everyone's doing their own thing, but like honestly, like everyone I know,
right?
I'd rather be at a house show than at some club paying $40 for a cover fee on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Does that even happen in Milwaukee? I don't even know. I spent my last 2 New Year's in Chicago.
I went to 2 house parties this last year, and then we went to Electric Lime was this taqueria with like a club on the top of it, kind of downtown.
Yeah.
We went there because they stayed open past 2.
Yeah.
They were open to like 6 in the morning. But I know like Water Street, and I think maybe more so Water Street, they have crazy covers, and people are just out there in the cold. And that's not fun. Spend most of your night just outside waiting. Just like So, dude, I'll be down to go if you guys had a New Year's party. That'd be super fun. Be there, even if it doesn't happen.
Show up.
So I guess for context, Max lives in a place called the Lighthouse.
Yes.
And it just opened up and debuted as a DIY venue this last weekend.
Yeah.
And what happened at how many bands played?
So we had 4 bands playing. We had Riot 9, which is our roommate Cleo's band, and our other roommate Dean's filling in on bass for them right now.
Oh, cool.
And that was their first they did an acoustic set at, they might have played, I think they played acoustic at Exotic, and then they played in Madison, but it was their first kind of like full band Milwaukee show.
Yeah.
Then we had Garden Home, who I know they're like a classic Milwaukee band, but I'd never seen them. They were
I've never
sick.
seen them either.
They were really sick. I feel like they're like the old guard of Milwaukee band. Maybe not. I don't know. I just like, this could be a conversation for later. But I feel like, and you're even kind of that. It's funny, the side tangent. But I was going through my notes the other day, and God, this must have been like right when we graduated college, or like when I was down in Chicago. I was looking to like book with just bands in Milwaukee. I think it was before Lite had ever played in Milwaukee. We weren't even still in college.
Wow.
Like just out of college. We graduated in 2019, and I was like looking for bands in Milwaukee to book with, and my brother was in my ad at the time, and he told me just like, and then just kind of like searching through Instagram, found a few bands, and the bands I found were it was you.
Oh fuck yeah!
It was Large Print. It was there's like 5 bands. Snag, I think too.
Snag. Is there Instagram like Snagged MKE?
Yeah,
I've seen that. I don't know what they sound like. Though.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them either. But there's a couple other bands that like I hadn't thought of since then. I wonder if they're still like doing it or not. I'll have to pull that up later. But I don't know. I thought that was funny. You were funny. You were like literally like one of the.
Was that
first
like
Milwaukee musicians I've ever introduced to?
I wonder when that was, cause like
it was back.
Was that 2020? Because you guys came to the house show like 2021. Right?
Yeah, this was like
whoa, who are you guys?
This was what was the house venue?
It was called Kramer.
Right next to Club Kramer. What was it called though?
Fat Charlie's.
Fat Charlie's.
Oh yeah, for some reason.
Yeah.
Was that the one we played at though?
You played there. I was in Oshkosh. And my brother at my ad went to a party there. And because he was good, he ended up being pretty good friends with Josh. He actually moved in there. Right at the end. Like I think the guys who were like running the venue were moving out.
Okay.
And he moved in.
Got you.
for a while, and then he was there for a while, and I think all those other guys moved out, other people moved in. I don't know exactly what happened. But I remember that was like my first kind of introduction to like what's going on underground Milwaukee. It was like Social City and some other bands, and so it was like it was Fat Charlie. It's not like, we need to hit up Fat Charlie. I followed on Instagram, like looked at all the concert bills, and I was like, I need to hit these people up.
Fat Charlie's was one of the OG. Well, not technically, I guess. Like OG was like Murray Attic. If you've heard of that one, that was on Murray, dude. That was ran by like, if you remember Dog Bad.
Yeah.
Like Isaac Rapinski, Carter.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Carter and Isaac ended up moving into that house, but there's this dude named Tony, and Mazinaz is his last name. He used to live there, and he would be kind of the main booker for that venue. But they were around for a few years, and they would host like out-of-state bands pretty frequently. They're super kick-ass, and the attic was really cool. There was a green room in the attic too. That's so kick-ass. And then there was like the Downer House, or like Christian Porter, if you know him. Kieran Porter, if you know his brother.
Kieran Porter, yeah.
Yeah, okay. His older brother, Christian. They look and sound exactly like each other.
Okay.
I love those guys. I'm trying to think. But then those kind of phased out because people, it's like so interesting how it changes because it is like college and people just grow up and either move out of Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's not like a city where a whole bunch of people stay when they're in college, unfortunately. And then Fat Charlie's was one of those too. So like Club Kramer, and it's like they're all seniors now. So it's like I don't know how long they're gonna stay in that house.
White House ain't going in.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like I don't know. It's cool. Like there's that natural like phasing out, and especially with like the scene here is pretty like I feel like tied to UWM specifically, and just college kids in general. But like also just like I hate to take it back to like the pandemic. Like I feel like one of the bands that emerged in Milwaukee out of that, and like every band that I know and I'm good friends with, other than like I guess if you consider you kind of rode that wave, I guess. I just knew who you were as a musician before that, but like everyone else, like Nile Club, North Warren, Scam, like all these bands have just like risen up in the last like 2 years, or they like like kind of took the pandemic as like a opportunity to step themselves up as opposed to like take a seat, like pause, which like I can't blame anyone for doing that, but it was like for us personally, it was like Evan and Kelso had just moved to Milwaukee relatively recently. I was in Chicago, but like fully committed to Lite at that time, and we were just starting to play shows in town. We played Bremen a couple times, played Up and Under before we went under. I think we actually played, I learned this the other day, we played the last Landmark Lanes show before they shut down, and they haven't done shows since then.
Wow.
So, dude, the last Landmark Lanes
show. Did shows at Landmark.
Dude, and like you go down to the bowling alley and then go to like the last
the karaoke.
Yeah. Dude, it was like us, Tacoma. That's actually where I like met Cleo. Kind of crazy.
Oh sure.
I met Hans there too.
Yeah, Hans Olo.
Hans. Hey, that's a spoiler. Dude, oh my god, I don't even care. Like, dude, that scene, he played it so well.
Dude, I can't wait.
For I don't know when this is coming out, but for clarification, we got a short film coming out about our. It was based on when we got our gear stolen, but it's like not really about us getting our gear stolen. For context, we invited Parker over to our house and then made him dance to Kelso dancing covered in chili.
With along like 20 other people.
With more people than just like Parker. We're gonna cover Kelso in chili and you're gonna dance.
No, that was pretty sweet. It was I think I was on the same page and as like everybody else there that we were all not on the same page on what was going on.
Dude, it was so funny because I was like I can hit everyone up, and Ben's like, no, like don't worry, I'll get everyone to show up, and he did. Like that's like the hardest part of filming sometimes, getting people to actually like when you need like a lot of people, getting a bunch of people in the same spot, not an easy thing to do all the time. But I could tell. Like, he was like, did not give any context.
Yeah.
That was so funny when I was just like, all right, I gotta make an announcement. It's like, all right, guys, here's what I need you to do. Here's what's happening right now.
Straight up. But it was like nothing too hard for like a big group of people. We were all like,
exactly.
It's sick. And there's free food.
Exactly.
Really good jerk chicken provided. That was some of the best jerk chicken I've had.
Dude, that was the first time we've ever made jerk chicken.
That's good.
Dude, I want to make that.
Right
Like,
out the bone.
I want to make that like, cause we did that like for the video, but I do want to make that like an annual event. Like, Midsummer Lighthouse jerk chicken cook off, and like have other people make jerk chicken.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Turn it into like a performance thing. Like,
I could do. I don't know, dude. Jerk chicken sounds hard. It would be
It takes a long
easier if it was chili.
dude, well, that's it's funny. It's funny you mention that. That's a big plot point.
I don't want to spoil too
Well, that's actually because that's like originally like I wanted to just do a chili cook off and like invite a bunch of bands and like have each band have one chili entry, and then we'd all vote on the best chili, and then I don't know what the winner gets to play a set or something like that.
Yeah.
But then we were just like hanging around the house one day. I don't even know how it came up. We were talking about jerk chicken, I guess, and we've been watching a YouTube video on jerk chicken cooking. And I was like, dude, what if we had a jerk chicken cook-off and called it the jerk off? And the Diet Light jerk off was born. That's how like
that's beautiful.
That's like that's literally how most of our do. Like we were talking earlier before this, like about like just having silly ideas and like actually like picking it up and running with them, bringing it to other people, and like it's crazy how like involved and convoluted like just a stupid little idea that you have in a blip can like turn into, and that was like that. I was like
totally
jerk off, and then it turned into an event and a movie.
Dude, that's like talking with Bridger though, but like lots of y'all's ideas. He'll just be there at the camera and you guys just riff. It just, like, makes the editing and I'm sure just like videotape like that job so easy. Bridger's just sick as fuck on top of that.
Dude, he's so good at editing. It blows my mind how like I'm getting a lot better. I think like just having a camera in front of me and just like just like riffing with the boys, but like blows my mind how good Evan and Kelso are at just improv. Like,
dude, and dude, I would say like you as a group, but I'm sure you recognize it more now with like being there. But,
no, and I just riff off them a lot of the time, but like I don't know, Kelso needs to do stand up comedy and Evan's just like
dude,
nice. Like, dude, no, it's funny. Like we've been going to Bremen open mic every once in a while.
No way, like recently?
Yeah, like here and there. Oh, that's nice. Should we go?
You got 5 minutes? Pull up there?
Yeah, right? Dude, wait, what?
I was gonna say, like, I've thought about doing stand-up and I still want to, but I'm just like...
It terrifies me. I can't do it. Like, I'm like such like a... Like, I really like scripting things out and like knowing what I'm gonna say, which is like, you know, blessing.
Part of stand-up, I guess.
Yeah, and it is like, I guess I just gotta be in the right mood or like right mindset to improv. I can't turn it on, turn it off.
Right.
But like that's like when we're filming something like the bits we do, like it'll be more like Evan and Kelso just like riffing and like for a couple takes, and I'll just kind of be like taking notes, and then like after they riff, and like we'll all kind of do this, but like then I'll be like, all right. Here's like the like Evan, you say this, Kelso, you say this. You say what you just said, like, and then I'll say this, and like, and then we kind of build it out of that, and then it's kind of just turns into a mix of like, and then use that as framework to just riff off that. Then.
Right. Dude, that's awesome. Cause I've always felt like whenever I'm given that, like, you know, Willie. He'll be like doing documentaries of us, and like he said, it's just like so hard at first, and like. I feel like I still suck at it. Just like every time the camera's like right in my face, I don't know what to say. Like,
but in that moment where you don't know what to say,
it's like I want to be like genuine, but like I don't want to say anything that's like stupid as fuck. But then like that's where like a lot of the good shit is. But like, I don't know. I think I get in my head a lot about it.
Yeah, no, same, and that's what it's like. It's I don't know. It's nice to have two of the boys to. And it's just like, okay, cool, you're saying something stupid. Like, cool, I can riff off that.
Dude, it's so funny how, dude, Kelso was such an enigma to me. Like, That guy
Yeah.
is so right. And I'm still figuring that guy out, but he is so fucking funny. And I was talking to Bridger about him, and he's like, the best way to explain Kelso is like, he's just a Boy Scout.
He was a Boy Scout. He's like a Boy Scout that
Yeah.
never stops picking up badges because he just like keeps I don't know.
Like, actually?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he really is like one of the most talented people I know. Like, he mixes all that shit. Like, he's
No shit,
the
dude.
best guitarist I fucking know. Like,
Where's he from?
He's from Appleton,
Okay.
and then we all met in Oshkosh.
Sure.
That's cool, but
Just out. Yeah. How did you guys all meet? Like originally?
yeah. So it's funny. I actually met Kelso before I met Evan, and I met him God, it was like right beginning of my freshman year semester, and they're a year older than me. And we were at this party, this like house that I'd go to a bunch. It was like a Halloween party, and he was there. And I don't know, we were just like hanging on the porch, meeting random people, typical drunk shit. And he was just like, "What's your name?" "My name's Kelso." And I was like, I didn't. It's funny because I know him so well now. And I know how much this like pisses him off, but I was like, "Oh, like Kelso," and then somebody's show, and I didn't know at that point that like every person in his life has said that to him when they meet him. So now when that happens, I just I'll hear people say that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. But
Is this
no.
one Kelson though?
Yeah, Kelso.
Okay.
Some of Cal.
Kelso. Oh really? I
Um,
had a teacher like that who's I think her husband was named as Jack and they named their son Jackson. So
but no, I met him and then I like kind of totally forgot about him. And then I met Evan because I got a job at like the convenience store in the student union, and he worked there. And he like kind of trained me. And we were just like, I don't know, we kind of like hit it off. We started talking about music. I was like, "Oh, you're really fucking cool." Like, and no one I was really hanging out with in college at the time was like into same music, same kind of shit. So it was like, "Oh fuck, we're gonna be good friends, man." And then about 2 or 3 weeks after I started, he got fired for some bullshit.
usually what it is at those union jobs.
He called our manager a bitch under his breath, and she didn't even hear it. Like one of our coworkers heard it and told on him, and then he got fired. So that I honestly think that right there delayed the formation of Dial Lite by a good 5 months or so. Because then I just lost track of him. Was doing my own thing, and then we ran into each other at a party months down the road. I'm like, "Oh, hey dude, how you been?" And then we were just talking. We got to talk about music. And we're like, "Oh, we got to start a band." And I remember and that's where I ran into him. He introduced me into Kelso as his friend. We were all standing outside this party. We were walking in at the same time, and ran into each other, started talking, and stood out there and talked about just music and playing music and jamming for probably 45 minutes. And in the time that we were out there, the party ended and they called they kicked everyone out, and we were "Oh, we should go in." And as we turned to go inside, everyone's fucking around, I don't really mind. And it was cool because Evan and Kelso had already, they were really good friends, and they'd already Kelso was studying music. And he had full access to the recording. There was a full recording studio at Oshkosh.
Was that his major?
Yeah, he studied. He was a music
Oshkosh
major.
had that.
It was honestly a surprise. They kind of built it as and it really was a really robust music program. That was kind of part of the reason why I went there. I was from Chicago suburbs, Illinois. Oshkosh is kind of a random place to land, but there's 2 things. It was they really touted their music program, or it got touted to me just by my college counselor, because that's what I was into. And it was dirt fucking cheap.
Right.
But I was gonna study music too, but then I got cold feet, because I really wanted to study just music production. I never played orchestra or band, so I was gonna study an instrument. I don't even know how to read music to this day. But yeah, I mean, I could if you give me an hour, I could probably figure out a measure. But no, I just got kind of cold feet. Went on Reddit, people, I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, people just asking about like studying music production, and pretty much the consensus was like, if you really want to do it, like, you're gonna figure it out, and you can figure it out by yourself. Like, going to school's not gonna hurt, but like, don't like make that your base. I don't know. It was conflicting. It basically got me to the point where I was like, if I really want to do this, I'll figure it out myself, and like, I can, you know, still take classes to learn some things, but like, it's, you know, learn by doing.
I love really the Reddit soul searches.
Yeah,
right.
and it was also just like, don't waste your money on this.
Yeah.
So I became an English major.
Which brings us back to the beginning of this conversation I'm calling you Luke. Max explained the asterisks.
Yeah.
Well, shit. So that's pretty cool. Did you ever know Shuby in Oshkosh?
Yeah. So
Did you run into them?
Yeah, so we met. It's funny actually, because like, it's like, yeah, we started doing our thing with Diet Lite. Everyone else were already recording stuff, and I kind of just jumped in, started like pitching to it, and we started jamming, started writing our own stuff, but we were like in kind of our own bubble doing that. We were part of like, I don't know, we were just like a party kind of fratty even kind of crowd.
It's hard to stay away from it.
Yeah, but like there was like a really cool, like it totally unbeknownst to me, there was like a really cool, just pretty compact but like very like into it art scene going on there, just like music scene pretty much. Cool. And I remember, and I think Parker was at this party, but like there's a thing that happens it's like the first Saturday every April and October in Oshkosh, the pub crawl. It's like the Mifflin street block party for Oshkosh pretty much. And there was one year that I was just freewheeling on my own, lost all my friends. I was just like, I'm just gonna walk around. It was kind of just like the kind of vibe where you can just walk into a house that's bumping and like no one's gonna bat an eye. Yeah. And I'm walking down the street, and I'd been really bummed out too that like, because I had been in a band in high school, we all graduated, went our separate ways, and I felt like I was like kind of just musically stagnant for a while in Oshkosh, like not really doing much with it, and trying to.
Weren't you in Totally Cash for a little bit?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. This was like right about that same time when I joined Totally Cash. That's a whole other story. But basically, I was walking down the street, just like kind of derping about, and I hear like live drums, and I was like, no way. How show in Oshkosh? Like, who's talking? Like, so I just walk in the front door, and this band Horace Green.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they were playing, and I just like stood in the doorway, just like mouth agape, like, oh my god, this is so sick. And I went up to them, made a fool of myself, got their card, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, like, this is happening. And then I left, and then like sober the next day, like, I'm never gonna hit these guys up. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out with my friends, and like, I don't know. And eventually, like, that way I started playing shows, and we just do our own thing. We play like our buddies like house shows, and or just house parties. We got a couple random like bar gigs, but then
up in Oshkosh.
Yeah, but I had known of Shuby, and I'd known of the Present Age and a couple of those other bands, and I remember thinking like, they're really fucking cool. Yeah. But I remember like specifically Shuby, I found out about them. And I just remember thinking, like, God, these guys are so cool. Like, I want to be friends with all these guys. Just like seeing Ethan and Parker and Leah, I was like, I gotta be friends with these guys. And I thought they were way too cool for me. And I went to like Puppy Palace, ended up being the big like kind of DIY venue my senior year. And it had been going for a couple of years, but I didn't find out about it until like late my senior year. I went to a show there. I think that was the first time I saw them, and then we played there.
Puppy Palace.
Yeah. Do you ever hear about that play there? No. Yeah, no. It was pretty like Fox Valley, like contained. We did have it's actually where I met Logan from Tacoma, Washington.
Oh sure, yeah.
Club, and he was kind of our, like when we first moved to Milwaukee, he was the first guy to like book with us, first guy to like introduce us, because he kind of like gave us that, like opened that door to everything that was going on here. So
what's Tacoma, Washington been up to?
They Logan had a kid, and
shut up, dude. Yeah, Luca, no way.
He's a cute little boy. Big old round head. Yeah, he has a kid, and then like I don't know.
How old is?
Luca had to have been born like
Or how old is Logan?
Logan's 24 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, he's like super involved.
Yeah.
In like Luca's life. It's super cool. Like he pretty much like, I don't know. Like he didn't like, I don't want to say drop music. Like but he like definitely like shifted his priorities and like.
As one should.
Yeah. No, it was really cool to see. But they've just been they were recording stuff. Like there's a song on a record that they recorded that hasn't come out yet that like me and Kelso are on.
Dude,
so,
I wrote a verse for Tacoma too.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was messaging me like last fall.
No, he was exactly. It was last fall. It was like this pretty big collaborative album. He might even told me about that. I don't even remember. But it's super cool song. Cleo played on it too. Like that's how I met Cleo. It was like through Tacoma.
Yep.
I
saw Tacoma at Bremen once.
Man, they were sick.
They were sick.
Really sick, and I hope they come back. I've been meaning to hit him up. I wanna. I'm gonna leak some tea. I'm working on. I've been working on songs for it for years, but I think I'm finally actually getting to the point where I'm gonna start working on a solo album.
Oh!
Luke I've been talking to Luke from North Warren about just like jamming. Like, I mean, this is so, I feel bad. I feel like bad saying this now, but it's one of those things where I'm gonna say it now. I have to do it because I've been talking about this for years.
Oh, fuck yeah.
No, man, I don't know. I just got so many songs that like aren't necessarily like Lite songs because there was a while where I was in 3 bands at one time. I was in Lite, I was in Family Vacation, which was my like high school band from Chicago.
That was your high school band?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. I heard of them in like 2018.
Yeah. So that was we put out an album. That's cool that you heard about it back then.
No, I had like your was there an
America?
album? Yeah, album cover of like a steering wheel maybe.
Yeah, the steering wheel.
Something.
That's me. That's
No
the picture. So me, Jake.
Okay.
My good buddy Jake from Chicago, me and him kind of like were like the doing that band. Our buddy Bob too, and then my brother Alex was in that band for a while.
Sure, yeah.
And that album kind of came out of me, Jake, and Alex took a road trip to Oregon one summer and back, and then just kind of like worked on that album from like our own. We were kind of like approaching like graduating college and like weird transitional parts of life, and then also like it was like 2017 we were writing the songs, like early Trump era, weird time to be an American, and then also just like road trip. Dude,
I can't believe that was you.
Like, what? Yeah. But no, that picture was like, there's a picture that Alex took from the backseat of our car, and then he like animated it.
I was gonna say, okay, I was like, I thought it was animated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he just like drew it out. It's still my cover photo on Facebook, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, that brings up something that that popped into my head. That when we were gonna do this podcast like a month or two ago, I came across, because you know when you're friends with someone on Facebook and then like your mom or someone will tag you and there's this picture, it's on my phone, but dude, I was gonna save it to bring it up on the podcast, but it's obviously on my phone right now. There's a picture of you in a yellow shirt. I'm pretty sure it's you, but you had like long hair and it's like flattened a little bit.
Yeah.
You look like it's golden.
There's an old profile picture I have. This was like what I'll show to like just like friends and like the girlfriends. I'm like, hey, you guys people I meet, I'm like, hey, you want to see what I was like when I was 16?
Right.
And it's like it's this from this basement show we played where it was like the Tribe used to be like before we were Family Vacation, we were the Tribe.
Okay.
And not a great band name, but I smashed a guitar and it's me holding this like smashed Squire Strat, and my hair is just like down to here. I was like on a Kurt Cobain like obsession bender, and I was like, I'm not washing my hair. Fuck it. Like,
I want to say maybe that was the same era.
It probably was. But yeah.
Fuck yeah. I feel like we all have those pictures of us in that era where it's like, I don't know, I feel like junior to senior year of high school, it's like, I'm gonna grow out my hair.
Dude, it's funny, it was like freshman, sophomore year. I was like
Oh, fuck yeah.
I was a bad kid, freshman, sophomore year, and then I was like, hey, I kind of want to do something. I don't know. I was just like, I had a really good conversation with like a friend's dad, and he was like, I don't know, pretty much just like put in the work and then do whatever the fuck you want later. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. And like, actually got my shit together, kind of.
Yeah.
And then I've been losing it ever since.
You're doing great. Hell yeah.
I feel like I went on like, I was telling a story, I don't even remember.
Process. We went from like how you guys all met to family vacation to everything.
Yeah, well then, okay, yeah, so then within that, like I was also doing family vacation and then also joined Totally Cashed. And like Totally Cashed has a funny story.
How
so,
did you go to high school with Trash?
No,
so he's older than us.
Yeah, so he's grandpa. No, so I'm at Trash because so his little brother Austin is my age. He's like good buddies with like my friends like in that band, like in family vacation. Like they actually all live together right now.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
So I just knew him kind of forever, and then me, Bob, and Jake, our high school friends, started that band, and I don't even remember when it was, but basically I think he saw me a video of me playing guitar, or just like a picture of me with my long hair holding a guitar, and no, here's how it was. No, so I went into, he worked at Jet's Pizza for a while.
Okay, yeah.
In Libertyville. And I went in there and it was my ratty long hair phase. I was wearing a Cage the Elephant t-shirt and like cut off jorts. And he had his Chili Peppers tattoo and his World's Greatest Rock Star tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's sick, man. He's like, you're sick. Like, who like, and we just like shot, he's like, Cage the Elephant, like, Matt Schultz is like a god. Like, and we just like riffed on Cage the Elephant for a sec. Like, I fucking love that band.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like one of my first like favorite bands. I went through a little side tangent. I got into rock through like literally Guitar Hero. Like I played Guitar Hero.
Oh fuck yeah!
That's what I got into. And I got into classic rock, and I found the Beatles, and I was obsessed with the Beatles for like 2 years. Like that's all I listened to.
Yeah.
And then through them, I got into Oasis. And then I got into like 90s indie rock and then modern indie rock through that. But I remember seeing the Shake Me Down music video for the first time, and that like hit me like,
I was just talking about that song with the guys because we're thinking about like trying to pulling like one song cover.
Yeah.
And leaning towards like Arctic Monkeys or Cage the Elephant and Shake Me Down, dude.
We did a couple Arctic Monkeys covers back in the day, like the Tribe, Family Vacation. We did a lot of Cage the Elephant covers. Actually,
were you the singer in that?
Yeah, me and Jake both sang.
Okay.
And we both wrote, kind of switched off. I'm always fighting for control, man. I'm kidding. But the first song we ever played live at our first show, this is a crazy story. It's the first song we ever played at our first show. It was like during like town fair in downtown Libertyville. We opened with Shake Me Down. And the song starts with like just the guitar and Shake Me Down, a lot of people left around. And I was playing that and I was singing it. So like I'm playing like just by myself, like basically playing guitar, singing by myself for the first time, like freaking out.
Yeah.
And so there's this requires some explanation. There's this musician from our town, his name's Ike Riley.
Dude,
We've talked about him before, but he's like, I don't know, fucking incredible, but he's like so underground, he should be so much bigger than he is. But he, older guy, like my dad's age, and so Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine actually went to high school in Libertyville as well.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so my aunt was like classmates with him.
What the fuck?
You know, this is crazy. his first thing, so not only did he go to high school, at the same time, he and Adam Jones from Tool went to high school together at Libertyville High School where I went.
Holy shit.
And they were in a garage band together.
Whoa.
Electric Sheep.
Wait, so you're saying Ike Riley, Tom Morello, and dude from Tool?
Yeah, all in high school together. Ike wasn't even playing music at that time, but like Tom and Adam were, and they had a band called Electric Sheep. And there's pictures of them like in like 80s garb playing like Explorers like in someone's basement. But basically, so Ike kind of had his own music career. He was like on a major label for a while, and then he got dropped. He's just been indie forever. He's still making music. Like that's like how he makes his living. It's really cool. But he and Tom ended up being friends later on in life, and Tom always comes into town for Libertyville Days, the like fair that we have that we were playing at. So I'm playing guitar by myself, singing, freaking out. I woke up, Ike's walking up with Tom Morello, and Tom Morello sat there and watched my whole first set.
Oh my
and
god.
It's so bad. It still exists on YouTube. I'm not going to tell anyone what it's called because it's like that bad, but it's like so bad. And then like afterwards, like Tom Morello came up to us and was like, "Oh, not bad, kids. Like, what's the name of your band?" And it was we weren't even called the Tribe. I'm going to say we weren't even called the Tribe. We were called the Gophers, and they're tribal people at that time.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you what it means, but yeah,
dude.
Where was I going? Okay, back to Totally Cash. So I met Trash in that same era, and he was like, "You're sick. Like, we need to play music together." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I left. Never thought about it again. Then one of our buddies, who like knew Trash, didn't know me, posted a picture of me holding a guitar, and Trash really commented on Instagram. He's like, "Who is that kid?" Like, and then he not only did he do that, he took that picture, posted it on his Instagram. And he's like, "Someone tell me who this kid is. Like, I need to form a band with him." And then like our buddy Carl was like, "That's Max Neiman." Like, and then he followed me. He's like, keeps hitting me up. Like, "We gotta start a band." I'm like, "Yeah."
So Totally Cash wasn't even a band.
So they were a band. Totally Cash. Trash had a band called Gunther Vash. Way back in like 2011.
What is Trash's real name?
Trevor Sites.
Whoa! What's his last name?
Sites. Trevor Sites.
Jeez, I wish I didn't even ask you at this point now.
Right. Yeah, but
wow, he's human.
Yeah, right.
He's human.
I know, and I had my original contact for him was Trev. I'd call him Trev Sites, and he hated Trev even more than Trevor, which I learned. But no, the Trash name comes out of he actually had he had this band Gunther Vash, and that was like when I was in middle school, and I like vaguely knew about them. They were like the only band I knew about in Louisville. I was like, "This is sick, people making music, like Louisville, so cool." And then he formed Totally Cash, which was like it was just him, Tom Hannum, who played bass in the original Totally Cash. This guy John Cavalier, who played drums, who you know the lyric, "The drummer left and never said goodbye," from Sport Drink.
Oh yeah.
The drummer left and never said goodbye. That's a true story. And then Pat Gerdakis played sax, and they were a 4-piece. They like played some shows, kind of broke up. That was like 2013. Like 2015, 2016, Trash is like bugging me like, "Hey, like, you gotta join my band. I can put a band together." This is when he was recording Babeland.
Yep.
And 2017, finally, I'm like, "All right, fine, Trash. I'll join your fucking band." Like, Trash's not doing much. Like, I wasn't in Lite really yet.
You're still on family vacation now?
Yeah, but we weren't doing shit. Like, we all like kind of graduated, and it was like our first couple years of college. We graduated, went our separate ways. First couple years of college, we were just like not really doing shit. So I was like, "All right, I gotta be in a band." So doing Totally Cash, and that's like the original Totally Cash was Tom on bass again, Pat on sax, B, who's still the current drummer, on drums, me playing the lead, and then Austin Water playing guitar. He's the guy that masters all our Lite shit now. They all play in a band called Sneezy, kind of jam rock, but now obviously Totally Cash is a whole different animal.
Aren't they just like? I can't even keep up with it. Like,
so
the shows. It seems like whatever. I don't know. There's a country. I don't even know if that's real to this day.
No, it is, and that's like it's like so like after pandemic, it was like our like guitarist, bassist, and saxophonist were all in another band that's way more sneezy. That's way more. You know, they're doing their own thing. They're touring all the time. So they're just not as available. So that's when it was me being Trash, like for the pandemic, like practicing. And like especially early on in the pandemic before I moved to Milwaukee, like I was living in Chicago. We were like living in the suburbs, so we were just always hanging out. and that's where the country album kind of came out. We brought our buddy Rawl in to play bass, and it was like, all right, instead of playing these Toby Cash songs that we wrote for like a 6-piece band, let's just make our own stuff. And it was like, it's country, but it's like, it was like me and Trash were listening to a bunch of like Dylan and like late 60s Rolling Stones. And or like early 70s.
Did you get into Dylan like 2020, like COVID?
Yeah.
Because I remember like when
it was actually my senior year of college.
Okay.
I got I don't even know what really. Honestly, what sparked it is like I was really was reading a lot of beat literature, like Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, those like 40s, 50s like writers, pretty much, and yeah. What?
I feel like I know.
How I saw the greatest minds of my generation start mad, raving in the night. No, but I don't know. They were like spontaneous prose and like just kind of like they were like the beatniks pretty much. You know, like they were kind of like the original counterculture out of like the post-war America,
right?
And like the hippies, like really, and the whole like 60s movement kind of really, in a way, artistically, less so like politically, evolved out of what they did. And Bob and Dylan, the kind of like, I don't know, he was good friends with Ginsberg, like all these guys that were like writers that I idolized. And at that point I was like so far gone from like 60s classic rock, like I was, modern indie rock, into noise rock, into like house music, all this like random but really pretty modern stuff. But getting into these older writers kind of circled me back to, and I kind of just like realized through reading about them, reading about like the cultural influence that they had into the 60s, pretty much like Dylan was kind of that bridge of like the literary, just kind of, and also like just kind of the ethos of them of, I don't know, basically, walking your own drum, kind of, doing your own thing. Expressing
seemed like the
yourself
punk rock of the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the most punk rock thing that anyone's ever done, I think, is Dylan showing up to the Newport Folk Fest. He's expected to play, like Mr. Tambourine Man and Blow Up the Wind. He shows up with the band, a full rock band, and plays loud, distorted rock music, and like pissed a bunch of people off. Like,
were they into it, the crowd?
No, I mean that's the cool thing is like half the crowd is really into it, and half the crowd is like, this is sacrilege. Like, fuck this guy. Like we're gonna
I don't know a whole lot about Dylan, but I remember hearing, like, I know loosely because he's Bob Dylan, but like he was always like ahead of like what the media was gonna portray him as. So that's like one of the first examples I've heard of like, okay, that's badass.
Yeah. No, and it's just like, like musically he's a huge influence, but like just like it sounds kind of tacky, but like artistically he's like even bigger influence, just like how you present yourself, like how you're presenting your art, like the context you're putting into it or not putting into it, what you're putting into yourself or withholding of yourself into it.
It's deep.
I don't know, he's deep, man.
Yeah.
He touches on fucking everything, because I don't know, it's like a bridge between the literate and the ephemeral music.
This might be a terrible question, but is Bob Dylan still alive?
He is.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually saw him in Milwaukee.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I saw him in Milwaukee. He played crazy. He played his first show since
still
the pandemic.
alive, bro. I can't even.
Still alive, and he was playing 150 to 200 dates a year up until the pandemic.
Wow.
And then the pandemic happened. He took 2 years off, and then he played his first show back from the pandemic at the Riverside in Milwaukee.
Holy shit.
Trash and I were there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So is he still doing like his hits, or is he doing like
he
whatever
did.
the fuck he wants
He
to
did,
do?
because he released an album in 2021.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he played like pretty much strictly from that, and he played like one song from like Highway 61, like one of his big 60s albums. Played like a couple other random older songs.
Is he still kicking pretty good? Or
Dude, that's the thing is like, because everyone shits on his voice, or like has opinions on his voice, and
but it's like so
it's iconic, but it's like as he's gotten older, it's gotten gravellier, and he was smoking for years, so it's like, but like, and there are people who say like diehard Bob Dylan fans will say like, you don't really know what Dylan you're gonna get any night.
Right.
And some nights it fucking sucks.
Sure.
It just sounds like shit. But like, and I've listened to like modern live recordings of him, and there's some that are just like, but like,
He's like
it was
80
like,
years old.
it was, yeah, literally, he's 80 years old. And it was great. Like, his voice sounded incredible. Like, everyone, like, I was like sitting next
I
to
mean, he
like,
had like a year and a half to
yeah, exactly. That's what I think it was. Like, but I was sitting next to these old like Dylan heads, and like I was leaning to him like I was blown away. Like, his voice sounds really good, and I like leaned over to them. I'm like, you guys have seen him before, and they're like, oh yeah, like 15 times. I was like, yeah, his voice sounds really good tonight. And they're like, yeah, this is like one of the best times I've ever seen him. I'm like, holy shit, like,
yeah.
Dude's 80 years old, still fucking blowing minds.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking gnarly. Dude, it's for whatever reason. Because I remember seeing a video of him playing Tambourine Man, like black and white, just super young, and it was just like old ass camera. So for some reason, my brain, he's like gone.
No, it's crazy because he is like the one guy that like.
Dude, he's lived through
all he did it all. Like, he was like the start of that whole like modern era of music that started in like the early mid 60s. If you want to look at like modern popular music, I guess.
Yeah.
And most people that were around to do that aren't around anymore, and he's still kicking it. I don't know, it's cool.
Did you watch the Elvis movie?
The what?
The Elvis movie?
No, I haven't yet. I've been meaning to. I keep going.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I enjoyed it. I watched it. Actually, that's what I did Saturday night. Actually,
Nice.
Stayed and watched that.
Fuck, you were at the Lighthouse? We were watching the
I
Elvis movie?
heard a pipe broke, dude. I was gonna be there.
Wow, we didn't even get to that yet.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Alright, looping way back. So, to get off that tangent, I joined Totally Cash, and then a pipe burst in our basement.
What's going on?
No, it was fucking crazy, man. Like, we had so many people in our basement on Saturday, and it was going so, like, we were all, like, floored. We're like, this is our first time running a real house show. We have a bunch of people here, like, made a good amount of money to pay out these bands.
What was
that are
the
here.
cover?
It was like $5 to $10 sliding scale. So like some people paid $5, some people paid $10, some people paid more.
Right.
We had like an art sale going in there.
Art sales are always the dopest to have during the house.
We had and then that's like the thing I want to do with it. Like, I want like basically, I'm looking at it as like a carnival that we're having. Like, and I want to have, because we had so we were all in like, we're the Lighthouse. So like we were all in like sailor outfits and like talking like nautical terms. But
were you actually in sailor outfits?
Oh, I had like you know Emma, May.
Yeah.
June,
July, August?
Yeah, Emma, May, June, July, August. She and like Mary, like Hoffman, like Dean, like obviously they're all hopping on. And but no, Emma was literally in like a sailor's outfit. And, like Emma and Mary like got like sailor's hats from Spirit like before us. We were all like wearing that. We were putting little anchors as like people's like backs on their hands.
That's sick.
But where was I going with that? No. So Emma and Kelso, they were doing caricatures too.
No
way. We had a caricature booth, and I was like, what if we had like all dressed up in costumes, and like we have like a little side room. I want to have like carnival games in there, like, you know, like you throw the hoop on the milk carton or something like that. Like make it like obviously make it about the music, about the show, but like make it a big event, like beyond just that. Make it, you know,
just a fun place to be.
Exactly. Fuck. But no, we're doing all this crazy shit, and like there's a bunch of people there. We're having a great time. Emily's, yeah, oh yeah, popcorn machine. That's the other thing we're talking about. But no, so Emway's playing.
Excuse me, who?
Yeah.
The gas band from Madison.
Yeah, they're so good. And they're playing in the test chamber. Like they're hit. Like, and I was like, I had been avoiding the mosh pit all night.
How long is their set band at this point?
This is the third band, and they're probably like 30 minutes in. They're playing their last 35 minutes in. They're playing the last song. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up in the mosh. Like, this is the one. Like, and I'm up front, like screaming like into like the mic, like with Cleo and like the rest of the band. And it's like right about as they're about to drop into like the last like kind of chorus or like last like kind of hit. and I see some water start spurting off from the side, and I thought it was like perfect time. I thought someone was popping a champagne bottle, so I was like, yeah.
I saw the video that Cleo had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Like it comes out from the side, it spurts out like that, and everyone's like, yeah.
I was like, all right, y'all. Like,
yeah, like I was like, all right, let's finish the song.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
You see Stu just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then what we realized is that a pipe burst and it was spraying all over the band pretty much. And really quickly we realized like, oh shit, this is a big problem. So they stopped playing. We basically shoved everyone out of the basement. Cleo and I are just standing there holding this pipe with our fists. And like Cleo's like, Max, you gotta do something. I was like, all right. So I follow this pipe, like pushing people, like weaving through this sea of people, just turning up every lever that I can find. And finally we shut the water off.
And it was like not shit water. It was like,
no, it was clean. It was clean water. It wasn't shit water. Thank God.
Yeah, cool.
That would have been a whole nother level of fucked. Yeah, no, I don't know. We finally got it closed off, but then like we closed off our water, like for the whole house and our neighbor's house too, because it's connected somehow. So our landlord texts us like, hey, like neighbors are texting me like their water's off, like what's going on? And we're like, Evan called our landlord, like, yeah, we had a leak, like we had to shut everything off. She's like, all right, I'm gonna send someone over. And we thought he was gonna like come over like that. And so I have 125 people in my basement, and they're all standing in my driveway now at this point. So we kicked them all out of the garage. I'm just like, I had to like get up on like our like stoop and just like yell at them like, hey, like guys, I love you all, but please get the fuck out of here right now. Like our landlord's coming and he can't know this is happening. He never showed up and everyone left. And then we had a really good night after that. Honestly, it was like kind of just a funny thing.
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as we were like, all right, everyone's safe. No equipment's damaged.
Right.
Bug Moment didn't get to play, which I feel a bit sorry. Bug Moment, we'll get you back. They're actually on. I think Spoy, North Warren, and Bug Moment are playing the house in December.
Oh fuck yeah!
That's gonna be a ripper. But yeah, no, everyone laughed. We were just hanging out upstairs. We ordered like literally 120 McNuggets.
Nice.
And then Mary gave me a stick and poke.
Oh shit!
Me and Kelsey all got the same tattoo.
What was it?
It's a dumb bird.
A dumb bird?
It's a dumb bird. Can I show it to you? Yeah.
Oh no! It's the sailor head.
Yeah, Emma drew it.
Wait, dumb bird?
I don't know. Emma drew it as like part of like we were like because they're designing the lighthouse logo right now. Like we have a temporary one, but we're working on like a permanent one. And dumb bird. And Emma had that like. Can I include this dumb bird in the design? And
like, is that the name of that bird?
Yeah, I don't know. Emma just drew that bird and like was like, can I include this dumb bird in the design? And like, I don't know, dumb bird just kind of became this like inside joke now. So me, Evan, and Kelsey all got dumb birds.
That'd be a good name for a band,
right?
Dumb bird.
Dumb bird.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I want to get a stick and poke. I just got a thigh tattoo right here.
Oh, nice. What'd you get?
There's a tattoo flash going on at River West Co-op tattoo place.
Oh, nice.
Not Co-op, River West tattoo place, and they had this little orange beetle.
Oh, nice. Oh, hell yeah. Is it orange?
No.
Oh.
I was thinking black and white for tattoo.
Hell yeah, no, I like that.
Are you gonna get tatted up?
What?
Are you gonna get tatted up?
I want to. It's funny. I was like,
I wonder if you have like noticeable tattoos.
I don't have any. I got one right here. That I got. Just this little street light design. I don't know. That's like part of my signature. I don't know. I've always just, like, drawn that.
On your signature?
Yeah, I like to do my sign. I'll just do that. I have a geyser on my thigh that I got. It's a stick and poke that I got in Yellowstone.
Cool.
I worked in Yellowstone for a couple months.
Oh shit, dude. Where in Yellowstone?
Old Faithful.
Oh, so you're right on site zero.
Yeah, I lived in a dorm. I worked at I was flipping burgers at Old Faithful. And like I walk to work every day and just see Old Faithful going on. That's fucking crazy. That's cool. The best times of my life.
Yeah, I've had a few friends that go out to Yellowstone to work for it.
Yeah, I was like this fucking close to not coming back, man. It was like I met all these people out there that like that's what they did. They worked in national parks in the summer. They worked at ski resorts in the winter, and they just kind of floated around the West.
Yep.
I was like, that sounds sick. It was like right after I graduated college. I like didn't really know what I was gonna do or what I was doing, and I was just like working restaurant jobs. This is pretty sick, but I'd say it was like right when me and Kelso were like kind of like, let's like actually like Diet Lite just kind of right before I left Diet Lite, just kind of evolved from like something fun we kind of did together to like more like, okay, we're actually like we could like let's keep doing this. Like it was kind of cool. There was like a while when we were in college before we graduated, and like I was gonna go to Chicago, and then Kelso didn't really know what they were necessarily gonna do. And part of me was kind of just like, I'm gonna go to Chicago, I'm gonna focus on like family vacation, totally cash, like other my own things.
Yeah.
And there was like a night, probably like the spring of our senior year, probably like March or April, where we like played a show, and it all kind of hit us. We were like, we should. I know we haven't talked about it, but like we should keep doing this. Like after we graduate, and we're like, yeah, absolutely. Like,
because no one else had like plans to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of just understood. Like this was just a fun thing we like did on the side, but it was like it evolved so much to a point where we were just like, this is like we're evolving. Like this could be a really cool thing. So like let's keep doing it, and we did. And then I went off the Yellowstone for a while. And then, other than the pandemic, like pretty much I got back from Yellowstone on like November, like the first day of November, second day of November, we played a show in Oshkosh, and we didn't really stop. Like that was kind of like the moment where like the modern era of Diet Lite kind of started for me.
Right. What did you like? Why did you settle on Milwaukee? Was that just like?
Yeah,
because Evan and Kelso were here.
Kind of, honestly, like. Yeah. Because I was.
Did they have jobs lined up, kind of thing, or?
Yeah. Dude, I got pee so bad.
Dude, me too. Really me too.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer this question, but can we take a pause?
Yeah, let's take a pause. How long? Oh, hell yeah. If you got interviewed by Nardwuar, what do you think his gift to you would be?
Oh, fuck.
I guess that's not a good question.
That's a good question.
I've thought of it before.
I feel like you give me like.
I don't know. I feel like it's just something you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I have some dark secrets, and like I want.
Dude, it's probably gonna be the original airliner. That was stolen. Yeah. This is the exact one.
I actually stole this, so I can do this.
I stole this back. Oh, this is bothering me. We're back, folks, after a little intermission. How we doing?
So wait, I didn't even know. This is a funny question to ask. Are you just like live, like on your Instagram, or are you just like recording?
Oh no, I'm just recording. Okay. Yeah. I want to do more Instagram live stuff. It's just so.
Dude, yeah, we'll go through like modes where like we'll be on it. Like we did like a practice that we just live streamed once. That was pretty cool. But and we just like do it sometimes when we were hanging out. But I haven't done it in a while.
Have you because I know like Evan, maybe Kelso, like how much of a hand do you have in like the social media engaging with like people online?
Yeah, I mean Evan's like doing most of the work and like pushing a lot of the buttons, I guess, but like in terms of like the more like kind of video content we put out, posters too, things like that, like we'll like definitely like all kind of spitball ideas. Usually it's happening just like, hey guys, what if we made a video where like we just ate spaghetti or like something like that. And like, oh yeah, and we're like, Dude, it's funny. I was talking to dude. That was so funny. I can't believe we got that trailer. And we were. I loved it. Dude, the whole time we were making it, we were geeking. So like, we're gonna piss so many people off. And I was talking to Trash. I hadn't talked to him in a few weeks before this, and he was like. Brought that up. He was like, I'm so pissed off about that video. I just kept watching it and waiting for something to happen, and you just wiped your mouth.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say, dude. I was like, wait, there's a lot of hype about it. I saw it in record or radio, Milwaukee Record posted about it, I think. And I watched it. And I was like, damn, like the intro was really cool, but it was still sick. Like, it was a lyric video, so that was cool.
Dude, I don't know. It was we were hanging out with Lunar Moth, like, that night when it came out, and Gage was just like visibly pissed off. Like, God damn it! Like, I wish we had thought of that. Like,
Yeah, how long did that take to film?
Did you do stuff with the trailer? We filmed the trailer, and that the same day. The trailer took like 2 or 3 hours. That took like
Wait, is this
20
the same
minutes.
video for the trailer?
Dude, but like, I don't know, like, obviously stupid idea, just like, yo, what if we just eat spaghetti the entire music video, like, but like, the way it's content's content, and the way it actually like framed out, like, we got it right as like, the sun, like, there's this square of sun, it was like perfectly framing us at the beginning of the video, and like, just the angle of it, by the end of it, we were like completely out of the sunlight. I thought that made it like,
Fuck yeah.
like,
I didn't even know
this is more artistic than just that.
Like, we like planned this.
Yeah,
like
exactly. No, me and Bridget we were like geeking out about that after. Like, this was supposed to be so stupid, and it still is really stupid. But like, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, it was like well done as far as like the camera quality and the lyrics on there.
Dude, he's so good. I need to like thanks for introducing him to us.
Dude, when did
it was the Anodyne show, and he was doing that doc for you, and we like spitball. He just like put a camera in me and Kelso's face, and we're like, all right, go time. Like,
no, I saw that one. And that was like your naturals.
Dude, it was that, and then I think like we might have already been on the Club Kramer show before that.
Yeah,
I think we were, but that's like when I actually like met him. Dude, that Club Kramer show was like kind of crazy. Like, we met him.
The second night you played?
Yeah, it was the second night.
I wasn't there the second night.
Yeah, it was like us. Yeah. It was like, you were playing with Shooty that night, weren't you?
Yeah.
But no, it was like us, Scam, the girl, and I can't fuck who else was on there. Oh, Celestial closed.
Yep,
and then,
Sully.
I can't remember who else was on there. But no, like fucking met Scam there, and like.
Yeah, it
obviously,
ages ago,
right?
April.
Right. It's not that long ago. Met Bridger, like in earnest there. Met Dean, our new roommate there. Met Maddie Walzak, who did our artwork for that stuff.
That she
like,
took at that show.
So sick. Some of the like, obviously I'm biased, but like some of the hardest pictures I've ever seen from like
any
the
house
scene.
show.
Like,
Like even like, dude. I might just have a bias in just not being in another scene, but we were talking about this before too after the show premiere, but like the Milwaukee scene is just different, man.
Dude, and I like what you said, like in the I read that recap of the Cheesehead release show. It's just like there's like a different energy in it like this summer. And I feel like that goes back to like kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like all of these bands that like either formed and they came together or like really just kind of found their like groove like during and immediately after the pandemic, like, or like once things opened up. And I don't know, I feel like we're just all on the same wavelength right now. It's one of those times that like it's everyone's like
I have not like I don't know what the scene was like before COVID, really.
I mean, me neither. And I feel like there's like, but I feel like, and obviously there's still a lot of really cool bands in Milwaukee that were doing shit way before them that are still doing it.
Right.
But it's like
We're back, baby.
I don't know. It's a little bit deep thought that
Do you need to
was
listen
lost
to
in
music?
ponderance.
What kind of music have you been listening to? You said Japanese hip hop?
So like my go-to, like I have like a couple, like my different like daily mixes on Spotify pretty much, and like I've been listening to a lot of like I listen to a shit ton of Grateful Dead.
Interesting.
Yeah, I listen to so much Grateful, like an embarrassing amount, and then I've been listening to just like a lot of. I was less so immediately now, but like a few months ago, I was listening to a lot of just like mid-60s like folk rock and like kind of like basically just like taking Buffalo Springsteen and like all the other bands I can find that sound like that.
Buffalo Springsteen, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
What is that?
Cool. They're like, that was like Neil Young and Crosby. Like, it's, stop. hey, what's that
Oh,
sound?
yeah.
Everybody,
Yep.
what's going on there? They have some cool shit, and just like I don't know, all that like Crosby, Stills, Nash, the Byrds, like all those Laurel Canyon bands, and then just like yeah, like a lot of like I found this really cool compilation. Probably it was a while ago, but I still listen to these a bit. Like the Stax Volt compilation. They were like a 50s, 60s like Motown label. They were like Booker T and the MGs and like like just like 60s funk. Like
Sure. I feel like if I heard it, I'd be like, but
just like James Brown. Funky.
Dude, did you see that Woodstock documentary? Woodstock '99 documentary. That just
I didn't see all of it, but I saw a lot of it. That shit's crazy. That shit's fucking nuts.
crazy. The part when James Brown opened up the night,
Yeah.
fucking gnarly. When he didn't have his advance,
Yeah.
money that got paid.
Dude, I actually didn't see that part.
What?
Dude,
First episode?
I think because I picked it up later on. Like
there's only 4.
Someone else was watching. I picked up like the last
shit.
half.
James Brown opened up the festival,
That's fucking
and
crazy.
he didn't get. He was the only artist who didn't get his full payment in advance, and he wanted like I want to say it was $1 million up front.
Dude, that sounds
from the
about
venue.
right.
So say it was $1 million up front, and he wasn't going on stage unless he got that money.
Holy
and so
shit.
James Brown he's behind the stage while there's like
On the wing.
250,000 people out here, and his whole band.
Where's my
is
million
set up.
bucks?
And he's just sitting there like he's not going on. He's not going on. The
Fucking
booker was
legend.
talking, and he's like, "Mr. Brown, like, do you realize like the level of this?" And he just like was just like, he said like "fuck you" to James Brown, and he went on like and just killed it. But dude, that shit. Could you imagine playing in front of 250,000 people?
Dude, I can't imagine playing in front of like 500 people. I mean, dude, actually, it's funny. Like I think the biggest crowd we ever played to was the Oshkosh Talent Show.
What?
And there was like, cause it was like
Still?
they had like there was like 5. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It seemed like there was like 300 or 400 people in this like auditorium.
Yeah.
And fucking my guitar went out like first song,
dude.
and I like made the mistake of trying to like figure out my pedal board, and I learned really quick. It's like, all right, as soon as something goes on the pedal board, you just plug straight into the amp and keep it rolling.
Right.
But I used to be cursed. My gear would never work.
Really,
I'd always-
so frustrating.
I'd always have issues. And I think I've gotten over it.
Frustrating,
But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, like biggest show I've ever played. I mean, biggest show I've ever personally played. I was talking about earlier. I played guitar with him for a couple shows.
At Summerfest was that?
No, I just roadied with him at Summerfest, and like went up and sung a couple songs. But there's a while where I was like playing. I played lead guitar for a couple shows, and he has this thing. He plays First Avenue in Minneapolis every year, the day before Thanksgiving,
Okay.
and it's got this like tradition to
Blackout
it.
Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. It's got this whole tradition to it, and somehow like he's got this cult following in Minneapolis,
Yeah.
and he sells it out every year.
So
Like so, I mean that's like 1,000 cap. Like so, I played to 1,000 people. I
Yeah.
guess, but
when I was talking to you about like my buddy's parents are like they see him every time he's in Milwaukee.
That's so
He's like
sick.
Shane Hall.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I haven't played with him at Shank Hall. Lite opened up for him at Shank Hall a few
What?
years ago. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was pretty
Damn.
cool. Dude, it was so weird though. Like, it's a weird venue.
Is
I
it?
don't know. Have you ever been there?
No.
So
I
it's
plan
like-
on going to the
It's like, yeah, you better. Hey, yeah.
September 24th.
September
Shank Hall.
24th.
It's a soiree.
Yeah, you gotta dress.
Soiree?
You don't have to dress fancy, but if you dress fancy, you get $5 off your ticket.
You dressing fancy?
I'm dressing fancy.
Yeah.
Dude, we're actually, Bandit on Brady Street? The like resale shop. It's like this boutique retail. I thought they just did women's clothes, but they do like.
Oh,
men's and
really?
women's
Okay, I
clothes,
definitely
too.
know it.
And it turns out my coworker, her sister owns it, so they're gonna like kind of like sponsor it a little bit.
Oh
And
shit.
they're gonna like give me an Kelso. Like I don't know exactly. We're literally meeting with them tomorrow. So like I don't know if they're gonna rent us suits or like it was a deal on suits. We're like gonna get some fancy vintage like garb.
Yo, that's so sick.
Dude, no, it's gonna be a soiree. Like I'm talking to people. We're gonna have like cocktail waiters and waitresses with silver platters walking around with like grape juice and fucking little fancy flutes, like deviled eggs and shit. Like it's gonna be a classy event.
Dude, I'm picturing you with like, or all the dudes in Diet Lite with like, I'm thinking of like a Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean with like a nice like ponytail, but like leveled with the knots in it.
And,
like going down.
If I could figure out how to do that,
Middle part
long enough. I think I could do it.
Dude, thoughts on like an Anakin Skywalker like red tail?
Dude, the little Padawan braid.
Okay, hot take, but this is what's gonna be like the next. So you know how like bullets are like in slash kind of phasing out the season a little bit. No disrespect.
What are you saying?
Forgot style. Dude, it's gonna be rat tails. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
And you got a good head start on it, man.
I could have a really good. Dude, I'd do fucking
rat tail with like some beads on it, dude.
Dude, I would do double rat tail, like
some riff-raff.
Dude,
Dude, but just the one. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Just that one rat tail with like beads on it would be so.
Dude, I remember I was Anakin for Halloween one year, like when I was pretty young. Got like the whole like suit and the lightsaber. Yeah. But I had like a buzz cut or like short hair, so I didn't have enough to do like the little Padawan braid. So I literally just took a piece of like long like grass or straw and just kind of like taped it to my head, and I had like a little dangly dead piece of grass Padawan braid.
Oh yeah.
It's like, this is so authentic.
It's so sick. It's like feeling like a baller. Dude, I remember being really Anakin Skywalker too. It's like dressing up like those guys. Just
Right.
So badass.
Right. Dude, I had all the suits, we had all the lightsabers. We
had the one dark glove on because he got his arm cut off.
Oh yeah.
Anakin Skywalker in episode 3. He's a fucking man when he had like longer hair.
Right.
Dude, I had like a little man crush on that guy.
Did you watch Kenobi?
No, I haven't.
I watched like the first
Dude, what's
episode.
with these fruit flies, bro? They're like snowflakes. I get
see
super.
out of my house in the same fucking way.
I know you don't even care.
Late summer in Milwaukee, you're just gonna have fruit flies.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, let me get back to your question that we dropped off on why I moved to Milwaukee.
Oh, why you moved to Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, like I was a Chicago kid. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Bears fan. I'm in enemy territory
You're
right
fucking
now.
thin, dude.
I'm a fucking
My
fib.
girlfriend's a fib.
Where's she from?
I want to say Evanston, but it's Winnetka.
Winnetka. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm
She's
from.
a New Trier.
Yeah.
But she's cool. She's cool.
Okay. No, okay. No, so like I grew up like pretty much Chicago suburbs. Like I always like wanted to go to Chicago. Like I grew up in high school and like early college, like fucking with all the like Chicago bands, like Twin Peaks, Toast Animal, like all those boys. Like that was like the scene I wanted to, really get into. Like I didn't really.
Dude, that's so
know.
interesting it being so close to you.
Exactly. But it was like so like it was cool. It was so close, but like so fucked because they were like real rock stars to us until like I don't know everyone, but like I could also like I've ran into the dudes from Twin Peaks like just at bars in Logan Square. Like didn't talk to him. I did once. I was like hammering. I talked to Big Tuna. And I think he was hitting on my friend, and I just kept being like, dude, I love your music, man. And I didn't notice that. I was pretty far gone. I have another funny story about running into him, where I was riding to Sleeping Village, which is a cool bar venue in Chicago, and I was riding a divvy, like the bubblers, pretty much in Chicago. And it was like an electric one. I never really had an electric one, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go fast. And I basically I was riding. My phone was falling out of my pocket, so I was like, oh, we're gonna put my phone back in my pocket. As I take my hand off the handlebars, I hit a pothole, and I was going like 25 miles per hour, so I just shoot myself off this bike. I'm like big gash and bleeding down my arm. Like I was right in front of this big like party center, so there's all these people. I was like, yeah, don't talk to me. I'm riding out, and I like rode like a half mile up the road, like this park. Assessed my injuries. I was like, all right, not too bad. Like I'm gonna go to this bar, and I was meeting my friend and her sister, and I've never met her sister before, and she's like this big wig like director, music video director, and like set designer. Is it set design? Maybe it's costume design. I don't know. She basically directs music videos.
Badass
And
job.
yeah, in LA. Like she fucking. This is crazy. She was the dance choreographer for the Donda shows.
Gee,
Kanye West.
right.
Yeah. And like I'm meeting her. I'm like, all right, I gotta be cool. I gotta be cool as fuck. And I show up, like kind of drunk, bleeding down my arm, and like, hey guys, I'm gonna run to the bar real quick. And I go up to the bar, and I was gonna ask for just like some paper towels, and just like pat my arm down. I was like, I'm gonna hang out tonight. Like I'm not pussying out. Like I'm gonna hang out.
Yeah.
And they hand me a wet bar rag. And they're like, here you go. So I'm using this wet bar rag. Who knows what was on it? Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there and I look up and Big Tuna from Twin Peaks, Spencer Tweedy, Jeff Tweedy's son, and the dude from Whitney, if you know that band, are all sitting across the bar. I'm like, holy shit, I gotta talk to him. And I look at
What bar is this?
Sleeping Village.
Okay.
It's a venue too. It's a really cool spot. It's kind of like retro modern feel too. It's all like wood panels, like little green lights.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, I look like so ridiculous right now. I cannot talk to them, so I just went and cocked at them inside the bar. I don't know that story. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, what?
How'd you end up in Milwaukee?
It's like, what? Yeah. I idolized Chicago. I idolized like all these musicians that were from Chicago, and that was always kind of my band. I almost left Oshkosh like.
Well, wait. Going back to that one story. Did you ever like talk to that LA director person?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like my like one of my best friends, like sisters. I like.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys
Like,
you got that connect.
She's super cool. Like,
At least you're like recognizable
Yeah.
as like I'm the dude that's bleeding from my arm, so it's like oh,
Exactly.
I remember exactly what.
Dude, that's my same like bent with the lighthouse. Like, that venue that just leaks. Like
The leak house.
The leak house. Dude, I fucking sent that as like Kyle, like as like the Venmo payment to like all the bands that played.
Yeah.
And then like someone posted it, and I was like, no.
I think Garden Home was like, on Twitter, they tweeted like, for a question to ask you, like, I gotta know this, you gotta ask them the story about the leak house. I was like, oh, ouch.
Yeah. But we have a reputation.
Yeah,
No publicity is bad publicity.
that's, as you know.
That's Dialight's fucking defense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's stupid. If
Okay.
you talk about it, cool.
How'd you end up in Milwaukee?
Yeah, so I ended up in Milwaukee because, so I graduated college. I moved back in with my parents in Liberty Village because I didn't know what I was doing. I moved to Yellowstone for a while.
Yeah.
I moved back, and then I eventually moved to Chicago with the family vacation guys, and we were gonna like one of the dudes was living in Kentucky, and we moved back to Chicago, and we're like, we're gonna start the band. Like, let's get the band back together.
Yeah.
And it was like, right when we decided, we were like looking at places, pandemic hit. And so like delayed our plans. Eventually, like October of 2020, we moved into an apartment in Logan Square, and that was that first pandemic winter. And
Logan Square is so weird.
it's weird.
It's cool, but
It's
I
cool.
feel like I haven't experienced a whole Logan Square.
Yeah,
We had
it
a
was-
show at the Extraordinarium.
The extraordinary.
Shots.
It's a weird place. Yeah, I've played there with Solely Cash before. It's weird.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna continue.
But No, and Logan Square is a sick neighborhood.
Yeah,
It's
it seems like the River West
yeah.
of Chicago.
Yeah, it's very, very like similar vibes. It's like gone a little more so corporate, and like I'd almost compare it more to like I don't want to say corporate, but just like I don't know some of the characters been sucked out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean that had happened like before I even got there. Like I was kind of like chasing Logan Square. That was 5 years old. I fucking love River so much. It's still
dude.
We'll talk about that in a second. But no, I was in Chicago. I was staying on vacation, and I don't know. That was a hard winter, I think, for everyone. Yeah. And like we were all just like, I don't know. We were working shitty work at home jobs, like all working the same job. It sucked. Like we weren't really making much music, and at the same time, like I was driving up to Milwaukee every weekend, to put it that way. I was also, this is a crazy time in my life. I was like living in Chicago. I was dating a girl in Madison, and then I was playing a band in Milwaukee. So I was just driving that big triangle like every fucking weekend. And I was like, after like a half a year or like a year of doing that,
that's something like our weekend or run for like September 30th, October 1st, Chicago, October 2nd, Madison.
See, just the classic drive the triangle, man. But I don't know. I was just getting burned out, and I was like, I was working a corporate job. I quit it because it just sucked, and then I was like literally door dashing full time, and I was like, all right, I need to like consolidate my life, and like right when I quit that job, like me and that girl broke up, so I was like, all right, man, now it's Milwaukee, Chicago. But it was like our lease was coming up, and I was like, guys, I got something going on in Milwaukee, like. It's not really happening for me here. I love Chicago. Like all my high school friends, it was like cool. Like all my high school friends, like we're all still really close. Like we all went our separate ways for college, and we all kind of like a big number of us gravitated back to Chicago. Mm-hmm. So it was hard to leave that. But like I don't know, man. I moved to Milwaukee with kind of the intent of, all right, like Evan Kelso, I'm gonna move here. We'll get our feet under us for a year or so, and then pulling you guys back to Chicago. And now I've been here it'll be a year in October. And
damn, just 1 year?
Yeah, right. It feels so much.
October.
Yeah. It feels so much longer just because I've been coming up here for so long.
Because when I met you at that house show, you weren't even living in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I was just spending weekends here. Like I'd come up, we'd play a show or we'd record. I'd spend the weekend or I'd spend a night. We'd go out. So it was cool. It was like a soft landing because I was already like, I had like immediate friends, and then I had like just acquaintances, people I I run into like.
See you running.
Yeah, exactly.
Like every month.
Dude, it's so fun. It's actually funny how I've run into you so many times running. Like I run into a lot of people. Like that's one thing I love about Milwaukee is like whether I'm like downtown at work or like walking around River West, like 50% of the time, like literally like every other time I walk out my door, like I'm gonna run into someone that I know, which I fucking love. Like I fucking love that.
It's so small.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I remember seeing Kelso eating at somewhere on Brady Street through the window. I was like, oh yeah. And then one time he was at eating at Beans and Barley, and I was walking with my mom and my little brother, and he just runs out the front door that I'm not even sure you're supposed to open. He's like, hey man! I just had like a 5-minute conversation. It's like as he's like half out the door.
I can picture him just like kind of like hanging off.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude, it is a sick thing about Milwaukee.
Yeah, dude. No, that's the thing is like within less than months of being here, I fell in love with the city. I was like, I was very quickly. It's like I had no plans on going back to Chicago.
Yeah. Like Chicago would be like Libertyville, or were you like
no, like Chicago, like Chicago, no, I never fucking went back. No, I thought I was gonna for sure go back to Chicago, and now that I've been here, I'm like, I don't want to. I love this city. I have such a cool community around here that I didn't like. I have my high school friends, but as much as I like love them, they're gonna be my friends, for the rest of my life. It's like obviously like I'm in my 20s, I want to explore, meet new people, see more things. It's not that I can't do that in Chicago, but it happened here.
Right.
And I'm not gonna.
It
not
wouldn't
gonna
make
run,
sense.
not gonna run away from that anytime soon. Like I don't know.
I would validate that decision for you for sure.
Yeah,
I got something special going on in Milwaukee.
That's the thing. I feel like you and I have talked. I feel like I remember you and I talking about this before. I just like wanted to get out, go out west, or go somewhere. But like I don't know. We got something.
It's like, am I running away from the scene now?
Exactly. We got something special here.
Right.
It's like, and that's sort of the tricky thing of like. I don't know. I feel like this is very real for him. He's like really doing it, like being a musician versus just being a happy human being. Living your life outside of that. It's like balancing those two is like, all right, obviously, like this brings me a lot of happiness and joy. It's a huge part of my life, but it's not my whole life. Or is it? I don't know. And it's like that.
Right.
Aside of that, and like right now, like I have no plans to leave Milwaukee. We just re-signed our lease, and like we're gonna re-sign again, right? Yeah, probably. Honestly, why not?
I'll be here for another year.
Yeah.
Lease just started for September for another year. So.
And I just don't know where I'd go at this point, where I'd be like kind of casting off a lot of great things I got going on. So it's I don't know, man. It's so cool.
It'll be interesting too, because as we were talking before, like because it is such a developing scene with like whether it's like house show venues, because it is so college. But with the Lighthouse now, that's fucking sick to have like a house show venue. But like the Milwaukee scene of people like moving in and out, it'll be interesting to look back like a year from now and be like, where is the scene?
Yeah,
now?
see who sticks around, because like
right.
I don't know, like I feel like, and maybe this is just like biased because I'm here now, but I feel like beyond just our music scene, I feel like Milwaukee like generally is like kind of an up and coming city. Like the word's kind of getting out that like you can have, I don't know, it's just like it's cheap, it's like big but it's not too big. It doesn't take too long or too far to get out of the city. That was my biggest thing with Chicago. Is like if I wanted to go like hike a trail or something, I'd go like out and like get kind of lost in the forest. Like it was like a 2-hour round trip just to get there and back. Right. Like whereas like here you got it here and you can just dip out an angle like somewhere not too far and get that. But I don't know, it's just got so much going for it, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like I really do feel like we're on like the cusp of something right now.
Dude, we're on the cusp of something. You made my every hair stick up on my body when you were saying after the premiere that like, just like how like the Seattle scene like blew up in the 90s, or Portland or whatever.
Yeah.
That was, and then like Atlanta, and like I heard like North Carolina has like a Navy scene like kind of bubbling over there.
Yeah, and I think everything's like, I don't know, it's interesting because like
I don't really pay attention to other scenes.
No, and I don't really like that's like kind of why I haven't been listening to like as much music that we were talking about earlier, like. Because I think I've just been like so like I used to go to like see touring bands all the time and like be listening to like your Courtney Barnett's and your Ty Segals and your BOCs and like your King Gizzes and your Parquet Court, which I still listen to all the time. And it's like what I'm like focusing most on most shows I'm going to is just like local bands. Yeah. It's like I feel like I don't. Yeah, I'm still getting like the same musical satisfaction,
right?
Like,
if not more, because it's like you see homies there.
Exactly, like it's
a mutual feeling.
Yeah, and part of me is like I don't even know if like we could have all the power and force and camaraderie behind us, and I don't know if it'll ever push over just because of like the way music and content and culture is dispersed now, where it's like, no, it's so bite-sized and it's so just like
it's like in your face one night and then like people forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like I don't know, I'm like, I mean, if you go look back at like this like punk scenes of like the 80s, which is like I feel like more like kind of where we're all kind of like the camaraderie and just like the, you know, local spirit. I think that's more attuned to like what is happening now, and like the whole kind of bent of that was not necessarily like that you ever need to make it out of that city, but like you just keep making it happening in that city, and when people come to it, you show them what's going on. And you know, that's the cool thing that like now that we're like getting to a point where I don't know, we have bands coming to the Cactus Club and we're like getting the call to open up for them, or you're fucking opening for Wet Legs and shit like that. And it's like every time something like that, or even like now Club House open for like Death Valley Girls like the other day, and like different scale but like similar thing. It's like every time like an out of town band comes through, like I just like feel it's like my imperative, and I feel like we should all like have it as like kind of like, this is what's going on here. Like, you need to see what's going on here, because like no one's gonna believe it. It's like, oh yeah, there's a huge music scene in Milwaukee right now. Like, you know, I don't know. It's like there's like what I always liked about Chicago historically is just like, you know, city of big shoulders, rough, gritty city, chip on your shoulder, like got something to prove. And
Chicago?
Yeah, and like historically it was like just the rough, gritty Midwest city, like, and now so it's like, I don't know, it's more of an established thing, it does its own thing, it still has a reputation, but like when you really look at it, like, it's still recording. I don't know, Milwaukee's so much more that, it's like, I don't know, it's like there's like a little brother kind of complex thing going on there. It's like, but I don't know, it's cool to like have something to prove, you know?
Yeah,
it's like
underdog.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're kind of like, hey, maybe you don't expect this from Milwaukee, but it's fucking happening.
Right.
Come check it out. Like, let us prove to you like we're doing cool shit here.
Right.
And I think,
what do you think comes like? Here you go. Sorry. After that, like, see, like, do you think that it'd be cool for like? Do you think it's like a word of mouth thing, where it's like if a touring band comes to Milwaukee and they're like, damn, like people like.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
Exactly.
They tell like who they know. Like,
yeah, I don't think if I'm being really honest, I don't think like we're gonna be getting Rolling Stone reviews of like Milwaukee is the new Brooklyn, or like, you know, anything like that. Like, but that doesn't even exist anymore. You know, I don't know. Everything like part of me thinks like things have gotten so like just broadband and like globalized that like it's almost like provided a moment for local culture to like really kind of thrive again. It's like, all right, everything's so, you know,
like you can be influenced by anything on the whole planet now.
Yeah, there's just like everything's so like, I don't know, like, you know, whose video I'm watching, where they're from, and so it's when like you actually get someone in person doing something, or just like something happening near you, it's like it hits that much more. It's like,
to that point too, that's like the Milwaukee scene, there's so many bands that don't sound like each other.
Exactly.
So it's like, if it was like were you saying, like it gives the local scene a chance to thrive. That's what Milwaukee is right now, because there's so many bands that are influenced by the internet and whatever and it's not like we are influenced by each other, but we are at the same time. But like you have all these other outside influences from whatever the internet culture was.
No, there's such a cool like, and it's been talked about a lot, but like Jeff Tweedy has a cool like quote on it, I can't remember, but basically it's boiled down to is like we're like, you know, people who were making music 20 years ago, they were growing up in an era where they'd go to the record store, I'd find what they know or what they recognize, or like, oh, this looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like we are growing up in the Spotify era where like, I don't know, basically just like genre boundaries are like gone or like being knocked down. Like we all can be fuck. You and me both. We can all just be like influenced by song, even if it's like, whether it's like, we're still making like indie rock or bedroom pop or whatever it might be.
You can put a bill together with all that.
Yeah, you can put a bill together with all of it, because we're all just like, in there, like pulling from so many different things, like personally, that like whether it's reflecting like tonally or sonically in our music, like it's still like there as an influence, like it's affecting what we're doing,
right?
And I think it's just like made it way more acceptable or just like palatable even to have really diverse bills, and like
everyone is into everything nowadays.
Exactly.
Like you only listen to rock music, or you'll have a few people that don't like anything to do with country, but like for the most part, like everyone listens to a little bit of everything. Like I could have my buddy Dwayne open up for like a show for me, and he does like alternative rap, and that's like completely normal.
Yeah, no, and that's like, it's happening all the time. I want to be like involved on one of those bills where it is just like, there's a noise band, here's a rapper, here's a funk group, and here's Dialite, or like whatever. But I don't know, but like going back to what you're saying about just like word of mouth, like what's especially cool and especially interesting about Milwaukee, I feel like, is that we're so close to like so many, like we're right in the thick of like a lot of cities and a lot of roads and a lot of like passages, and but it's a city that, especially like larger touring bands, typically, traditionally, and I think it's starting to change, we tend to skip over. It's like you can go to Minneapolis, you can go to Madison, you can go to Chicago, or you can just stay on the same fucking road. You don't need to go out of your way to get to Milwaukee. So Milwaukee gets the short end of the stick there a lot of the time. So it is like, whenever we do get that opportunity to bring a bigger band in, or like specifically when like one of our bands gets a chance to play with those bands, I feel like it's just like so important that like one, like the band like really doesn't take that for granted, and like takes that as an opportunity to pretty much show off Milwaukee, like show off our city. And two, for like all of us, just like support it too. Be out there for it.
Right. It's our city, it's our scene. Make them whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting to see what the scene is like in a year. Because I've been like kind of in my head here and there about it, like thinking, especially after the album release show, like it was such a peak and such like a moment of like, oh my god, we fucking did this. And then after it was like kind of a come down. Like,
and you gotta revel in it, and like feel like, hey, we did that, but you also can't be like, all right, we did that, we're good. It's like no, that's one tier on the ladder that you just gotta keep fucking climbing and scratching your way up. And I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like you're fucking doing it better than anyone right now, but like, I don't know, we're all.
And it's like, but at the same, that's kind of the same, is like who knows, like who's still gonna be here, and like just trying to really take these moments not for granted, and just like really just Jimmy from Motel Breakfast kept saying this, but like just being present in the moment, because like who knows if like this, I don't know, like if another COVID happens or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you just can't take any of this for granted. And you're like, I don't know, like, who knows, 2-3 years from now, we might all just go our separate ways and do our own things and live our lives, and we'll always have that. But I don't know, man. It's so cool. Like, I've never been in a community that's like just so art centric, I guess, which is like a silly thing to say maybe, but like I don't know. I didn't come from like came from a party school background, not an art school background, I guess. But like I don't know. It's fucking awesome that like I don't know. We have all these people like just this weekend, like the Lighthouse show. We had all these people over our house, like hanging out with.
Like me FOMO, man.
Yeah.
FOMO.
No, dude, it was even after, just like hanging out with like Dean, like his friends, all these just like art school kids. We were just like literally like had a bunch of pieces of paper out, and we're all just like drawing pictures of each other's faces, and it's like and like spouting out like playing records and like spouting out like crazy fucking banter shit. And like, that's like, oh, that's fucking it.
That's something special. Yeah.
You know, it's cool shit.
That's cool shit. I feel like it's like I don't want to feel, because I have dabbled with like the idea of like moving to like Amsterdam for like 3 months or whatever, which is 3 months and I can always come back, but it's always scary of like the thought of like, am I leaving some like really good momentum that I have here? But then you're talking about like the life balance of like the music, but then there's also me, and then it's like I feel like especially as a songwriter too, it's like I want to have a life to live and a life to write about, rather than like being constantly in the music. And it's just trying to find a balance of like
and you can doing and like that's like where I took like a lot of inspiration from like the beat writers I was talking about earlier, and just like I don't know, because their whole bent and like writers before them, artists before them, people before them, people since, like it really like in the sense kind of weird, but the art almost does become kind of secondary to just the life lived, you know. It's like that needs to preface whatever you're gonna do. Not to say you can't be very meticulous and devoted and even obsessive about your art, but like it does need to come from some source material, and whether and like some of that, if not all of it, needs to be like lived experience, you know. I don't know, it's fucking tough.
Who fucking knows either? At the end of the day, we're always trying to figure out this weird experience. That's what it's gonna be. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we can wrap this up. I'm getting too philosophical.
We can keep this a philosophical.
This is what happens when you give me like so I actually start. I'll be funny for a little while, then I'll start talking deep and like, no, it's time to go.
Hell yeah. Alright, well thanks for watching, yo.
Thanks guys.
Just tune in. Thanks for sticking with us with the breaks, and peace out. Bye.
I see you walking down the street. Now, Deborah, you should be standing here with me. Slipping a dozen truths into that one big lie. Sure don't make no difference when we're riding on your tie. I'm walking behind you, leaving the door open to your styles. I'm a dozen, but it's working for you. You're looking pretty smart and pretty mean. Deborah, I crave your sympathy. Let it go with it all. Won't you please